Hello, I'm Sunao, your kimono dressing instructor. In this video, we'll cover the easiest way to put on a yukata. Watch this video to learn how to put on a yukata and tie the obi.
If this is your first time wearing a yukata, anyone who wants to get dressed quickly, if you like things simple,
this is the content we'd like to show those kinds of people. Even if you're a complete beginner, you'll understand everything because we won't use any difficult jargon. I'll keep the explanation short and sweet, conveying it to you quickly and easily. The obi tying style is the ribbon Gaeshi. It can be both cute and elegant. You only need 6 items: a yukata, a half-width obi, a datejime, 2 Koshihimo cords, and 1 clip. Today, I'd like to thoroughly demonstrate the simplest way to put it on. For the datejime, we recommend this mesh type. It's stretchy and can be easily fastened with a single touch, making it simple to use. I'll post the URL in the description box below. We also have some yukatas personally selected by Sunao. If you're interested, please take a look at the link in the description box below. Alright, let's get started. Let's slip on our yukata. You can drape it however you like. Just watch out because the sleeves often slip out from this side. Pull it out carefully from the cuff of the sleeve. We'll even out the hemline now. Place your hands at the collar with your thumbs positioned on top. Lower your hands as far down as they can possibly go. Then, pull the fabric towards the back. Peel it away. Detach the yukata fabric from your buttocks. And take a look at how long it is. Let's make it long enough to reach down to the ankles. Okay, let's give it another try. Grasp the bottom part of the collar, pull it away from your body, and check the length. Use the mirror to adjust it to ankle length. If the length is too long, the yukata can look a little stuffy and too warm. If it's too short, it might look like the size is completely off or appear too short and tight, so try adjusting it to fall right at your ankles. Yanking it up too quickly will pull your undergarments up with it, so gently smoothing it down is the recommended method for a yukata. I'm wearing socks right now, but please pretend I'm barefoot. Ideally, your heels should peek out just a little when seen from behind. Next, we'll match the hems like so and we'll take a look from above. Follow along down from the collar. Grab the collar about 15 centimeters up from the corner at the very end. Simply stretch your hand out, measuring from thumb to pinky. Hold it with your thumb upward. Peel it away from your body, and once it's at ankle length, pull it firmly forward. Remember this pulling strength, alright? Keep pulling the hem forward as you adjust it. A large yukata makes this very difficult because the fabric extends so far. In that situation, please give this method a try. Fold it in pleats towards you. If you don't understand, just think, fold, 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 fold. Try holding it while keeping this image in mind. Hold it about 15 centimeters above the corner. If you pull it in along the edges, fold, 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 fold. It becomes compact and makes it easier to even out the hem. Next, place your left hand over it. If you folded it accordion style, please unfold it and straighten it out here. The best place to align it is along the right edge of the hem. This line should conceal the right hip and you'll find a seam on the left side. Try to imagine the left seam and the right edge lining up symmetrically. As a guideline, the length shouldn't quite reach your instep if it's been wrapped around too many times. Let's try pulling on your right hand. If you give it a good tug, the front hem should shift over to the left. If it feels a little too loose, give a good tug with your left hand. Loosen your right hand so the front panel can slide smoothly to the right, and it overlaps securely, covering the right side. If this looks alright to you, pull your right hand firmly forward and diagonally. I've just taken the sag out of my rear end. Now be careful not to let your hands creep upward. Maintain the position at ankle height. Open your left hand and put your right hand inside. Some of you will find you have a lot of extra fabric here. If any extra length remains, fold it in at your side. Now, align it with that best position you just chose, as if putting a lid on it. When you slide your hand inside and gently lift upward, it creates a tapered effect at the hem. This technique will make you look slimmer, so please try it out. Okay, fasten it in place with a Koshihimo. Place your right hand firmly on your right hip. Apply pressure to the area around your pelvis. Your left hand looks free, so please pick up the cord. Take the middle of the cord and position it against your right hip. Right on the protrusion where it sits on the pelvis, try placing it so the middle of the cord rests against it from above like this. Alright, so use your right hand to firmly hold this pelvic position in place. Bring your left hand across your navel over to your left hip bone and then bring both hands around to your back. Pull them tight together behind you. The cord is like this, with the left side longer. Place the longer end against your back and then bring it around to your right hip, keeping it snug against your stomach. Okay? We'll make a bow at the right hip. Take the cord coming from the left and place it on top. Bring the upper piece underneath and pull it tight into a knot. Could you tie it in a simple bow? If you pull one side of the overlay out, it creates a knot called a katachu musubi and everything tucks in neatly. If you loop the end of the cord only around the outer cord on your body, the base will be more stable. After tying the Koshihimo, double check that the hem is aligned correctly. If there's too much overlap in the hem, the left seam will end up in the front. So be careful because this could make you look a bit bigger than you are. Conversely, if the hem overlap isn't snug enough, your right hip will look much bigger. Make sure the very edge of the hem comes right up to your right hip and then it's perfect. Now let's adjust the collars. Put your left hand into this opening under the arm. Now don't tuck the sleeves in. Instead, locate the opening at the side and slip only your left hand through. Take hold of the right collar just as it is. Grasp it at the top. Now, with your right hand, grasp the collar from the outside, just like before. Alright, starting at the top, fasten it sideways. Lower it another 10 centimeters and then slide it across. Lower it down to the very bottom. Third time, it goes click. This tidies the collar by pulling both the inside and outside layers flat. Simply by doing this, everything will be nice and tidy, so please give it a try. Okay, keep your left hand moving slowly upwards. Keep your left hand on the upper part just like that. Now we'll even out the height of the collar seams. Right here. There is always a seam around the chest area here. It might be a little difficult to see on both the left and right sides of the collar, but it's important. If the seam heights don't match up, the back seam will end up misaligned like this. Therefore, please take care to ensure that the seam heights are properly aligned. When you adjust the collar, move your hands further apart. Then, on your shoulder, bring the collars closer together, aiming to create a cross shape as you align them. If your hands are close together, this will create a vertically elongated V-neck. Take care because this can look a little too mature. Aim for the collar's crossover point to fall directly between your collarbones. When you put your index finger on your throat, you'll feel a slight dip in the center. Use that as a guide and cross the two pieces there. I'm holding the collar seam right now, and from this point, you'll want to lower the grip about 5 centimeters. Pull it firmly straight sideways one more time, please. It's the same on the inside. Take the collar seam, align the collar edges, and then pull the handle down 5 centimeters to straighten that curved line. This will keep the collar in place, so be sure to do this step. Let's go through it again. I checked where the collar seam intersects the collar. Next, instead of stopping there, shift your hands 5 centimeters down and give it another firm tug sideways. Keep in mind that straight line. Be sure to pull it snug and cover it completely to the side. When you've reached this point, gently remove your left hand and then press firmly right in the center of the chest. I believe your right hand is now free, so please hold the center of the cord. Place the center of the cord against your underbust, making sure it's high enough to be covered by the obi. Alright, bring both your hands back together. If you do one side at a time, it's easy for it to become misaligned, so please be careful. Press it firmly against your body and lean slightly forward. This will make it easier. Now, pinch the cord, slide it out smoothly, and then cross it in the back. If you can, please lift it upwards as high as you can. This will help prevent it from coming undone. If you can't raise your arms that high, just grabbing the cord at the side and pulling it upward is also fine. Holding the end of the cord like this is quite tiring, so try holding it closer to your body, right under your arm. Pull the cord taut. Now, take a deep breath and exhale slowly. Pull it tight the moment your torso gets slimmer. Keep the cords even and tie them in the front. Take the top layer, pass it underneath, and tie it in a knot. Let's tie it in a bow. I hooked the cord onto the main piece and successfully tied it in a knot. My back is all rumpled, so I'll smooth it out. Just below the shoulder blades, pinch the fabric below the cord. Something like this. Then I'll pull it out into a V. Ready? At this point, please check the seam in the back. Make sure it's inserted straight. Pinch the seam on your back just beneath the cord and push it straight down. And when you do that, the back seam will be perfectly straight and look beautiful. There are still a few wrinkles left, so slide the index finger of your other hand across the back, switch grips, and then slide it sideways again. I also want to neaten up around the sides, so place your thumb against your back and let your 4 fingers point downwards, like this. Now press your thumb in firmly. The trick is to do this above the cord. The sides will be much neater and smoother. This nape of the neck exposure should be about 40 degrees. If you'd like to loosen it further, pinch the 2 spots under the cord and pull them down firmly. And if you roll your shoulders back, the collar will lie flat at the back. Angle the kimono to about 45 degrees, but make the yukata's angle a little less dramatic. It creates a cooler look, so please try it out. If you want to appear more slender, let's deal with this excess material at your sides right away. First, place your left arm straight down at your side. Use your right hand to pull on the section of cord below. Right now, I want to pull right below this loose extra fabric. Tug this part, snug, 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 and snug. And then, your chest area will give a nice stretch. If you get any wrinkles, put your index finger on the cord and slide it sideways. The cord tends to come loose, so it's best to adjust it right away to keep your kimono looking neat. Now let's do the right side too. When you've extended your right arm straight, with your left hand, pull just below the loose fabric. However, it's easy to grab the wrong spot on the right, so be careful. Make sure you don't pull on the collar. You should be pulling on this part underneath where the collar has been folded back. Try pulling the fabric that's directly beneath the loose area. The collar is irrelevant. Then keep your right arm straight down at your side. Tug the fabric at the side firmly into place. It should stretch quite a lot, I think. When you feel a firm tightness across your chest, you're good. If it's already set up this way to begin with, you don't need to bother doing it. If you get vertical wrinkles, slide your index finger closest to the side seam downwards from the top, like you did before. If the cord starts to sag, please pull it up. Next, we're going to neaten the ohashori. The ohashori refers to this extra fabric here around the stomach. If it feels bulky here, that's because the ohashori is sitting in 2 layers. So there's one layer you can see on the outside and another underneath it on the inside. To neaten up this ohashori, I'm going to lift up this inner layer. Then I'll just leave the outer layer to make it nice and tidy. Alright everyone, now insert your right hand into the ohashori. Please insert it deeply all the way back to your left hip. Use your left hand to pinch the side seam here. Make sure you only grip the outer layer with your left hand. Okay? With my hand inside, I feel some things in the way, so I'll push them upwards. Please shift this piece upwards, following its line. Make sure to leave the right hip area untouched, otherwise the cord will show. Lift up absolutely everything else. Continue pinching with your left hand, please. Alright. With your hand inside, slice downwards as if performing a karate chop. Can everyone see my palm right now? As I smooth it down with a whooshing sound, it becomes completely flat, just like ironing. What I did just now was slide my fingers downward, applying pressure as I went. I'll demonstrate it one more time. After you've completely lifted everything, place your fingertips at the bottom and swiftly slice downwards with your hand. Let's continue all the way to the end. Swish! The ohashori is now perfectly sealed. For those who want to refine it further, try connecting this line right here. Carefully match it with the line underneath and then nudge it into place. There, I've shifted it. Aligning this line makes it look much sharper. Now it's perfectly aligned. If your ohashori is slanted and you'd like to straighten it out, gently grasp the longer piece of fabric and lift it upwards. You'll likely see a diagonal crease has formed, so pull the fabric gently along the bias, perpendicular to the crease, and the wrinkles should smooth out. A good guideline for the ideal ohashori length is the width of your obi plus the length of your index finger. This line represents the best position, easily measured with your fingers, so let's do this together. Place your thumb on the Munehimo chest cord and extend your hand to your little finger. This span is roughly 15 or 16 centimeters, the standard width of a Han-haba Obi. Now extend your index finger from this point and that marks your optimal ohashori length. Try matching the edge of your ohashori to this position. Since the back of the ohashori is quite visible when wearing a yukata, I'll go ahead and demonstrate it now. First, completely stretch out your back. After pinching just one layer, carefully peel it up and away from your body. Pause before the cord is visible, then make sure the lengths of the back ohashori and front ohashori are roughly equal. Starting at the left side seam, press your hand straight down your back to smooth the fabric and push any wrinkles inside. Cover it with the front ohashori. There, the ohashori is adjusted. Because a yukata is made of cotton or linen, it stays put nicely once it's adjusted, so don't worry. It clings smoothly and neatly. Okay, next we'll put on this mesh datejime. Take the middle part and put it against your back. As for the position, I think a bit lower would be better. Make the ohashori the length of your index finger and place it right around this line. Then pull it taut right by your side. There, the ohashori is nicely done. And that completes the yukata dressing. Using a half-width obi, I'm going to tie it in a ribbon style. You can use an obi pillow, obi makura if you have one, but today I'm going to demonstrate how to tie a perfectly secure knot using clips. Fasten the clip at about chest height. Fold the Han-haba Obi in half, making sure both ends align perfectly. As we adjust, we'll continue moving along together. It's been folded in two. Fold this in half one more time and then hold the opposite side. And this is where we use the clip. Fasten it to the outer section. This is how it looks right now. It doesn't need to be perfect, but we want the clip fastened at roughly the 1/4 mark. Take hold of the shorter end of the obi where the clip is, and then try positioning it against your stomach where you want it. There are times when you'll think, I want to do it like this, and other times when you'll think, I want to do it like that. There can be different gradations, or the front and back colors might be different, so try positioning it on your stomach however you like. It's okay for the clip to be positioned either high or low. Position it at your center and then fasten it with the datejime. We'll leave the longer side as it is. Next, let's fold the shorter side in half. Then, following the natural drape of the fabric, place it over your shoulder, making sure the folded edge faces outwards. The obi on your shoulder should be about this long, extending down to about where your ohashori is. This very long section may be getting even longer, but that's alright. Trace along the folded obi until you almost reach the clip, keeping it folded in half like this. Now gently place your hand right there. Use your other hand to turn it sideways. And there you have it, a crisp arrow shape. It doesn't have to be absolutely perfect, but folding the obi neatly is better for the fabric. Next, we'll start wrapping it around your body. The first time around can be a little challenging, so let me demonstrate a helpful technique. First, try your best to bring the obi all the way around to your side. Catch it with your other hand. This obi is draped over your shoulder, and if it gets tangled up, it'll be difficult to pull free. Please feed it through the inside. I've gone around once. Now I'll tighten it. Tightening it at the bottom prevents the outfit from coming undone. Holding it at the top makes it uncomfortable and creates a bulge around your stomach, so please hold it from the bottom. Please take the clip off and set it on the collar while I look for where it got snagged. It's right under the arrow. Hook your finger around it here like a crochet hook, keeping it in place. Then pull firmly sideways. Give it one more tug to tighten it. Let's keep going at this pace for round 2. Smoothing it down snug against the body. When you've wrapped the obi a second time, take hold of the bottom edge again. Place the crochet hook beneath the arrow and pull it tight horizontally. Next, I'll tie the obi on my shoulder together with this long obi. Because the widths are so very different, fold the wider half in half. Fold it in half widthwise, scooping it upwards from underneath. Because we don't want it to get all messy, try folding it diagonally downwards. Before tying the obi together, take hold of the base of the obi that's resting on your shoulder and pull it firmly towards your shoulder. I was able to stretch it out this far now. If you skip this step, it will come loose, so please be careful. Pull it firmly and let it drop. This dropped obi goes right here, where you tucked it in earlier. I'll pull it out from this opening. Now grab the root and give it a good tug. Ready? Pull. Even though I've done this, it's still too loose, so grip the base firmly and pull it away from your body. Okay, I'm pulling. Since there was still this much looseness, I'll tighten it up firmly once more. If you're worried about the obi loosening, pull it slightly away from your body and give it another tug to tighten it. We'll tie it in a bow now. Take the end of the obi that's hanging down and firmly flip it in the opposite direction. Just doing this will keep it nice and secure. Starting here, form it into a loop. I made one loop. If you release the obi that's positioned on top, I'll pull it out from this opening here. It's nothing more than a simple bow. Just now, I tried a method to keep it from tying in a vertical knot. The ideal bow size is roughly the width of your hips. Some of you might be having a little trouble following along, so I'll make the wings again from a higher angle this time. Fold the bottom edge up sharply, then imagine folding it again into an L shape vertically. Doing this lets you add a diagonal cut. And then, firmly pull the base of the obi against the shoulder and let it drop down. Insert it into the cutting you just made, but be sure to pull it outward toward the shoulder. Follow the line of the shoulder. It's this side. Pull it out toward your shoulder. Squeeze it tight, then pull it away from your body and squeeze it tight again. We'll tie this into a pretty bow. Take the obi coming from underneath, pull it firmly to the opposite side, and make a wing. Create a wing that extends about waist length from the center point. Okay, so let's firmly grasp the root ends of both pieces together. It looks like this. Let the obi drop off your shoulder and thread its end through the hole you're holding open. This way, you can tie a nice tight bow. Then, even up the edges of the extra material. I want the final loosely hanging section to be on the outside. Keep the side you want to make look cute facing towards you. This side is the back. Next, bring these two pieces up from under the knot. Pull it out, ready, and pull. Then, drape it lightly and separate the two layers a little to create more width and a stylish look. This section of the ribbon, it's half as wide now, however. Try opening it, lowering it, and raising it to enjoy all the different shapes. Alright, let's move this obi knot around to the back. First, grasp the knot from above with your right hand. Make sure you're only holding the obi, not the datejime or the cord you used for the yukata. Use your left hand to hold the two obi halves. Once again, please be sure not to hold the datejime or the cords. Next, rotate it clockwise to match the left side of the yukata collar. Could you pull your stomach in just a little? Ready? Here we go! I'll switch hands. Grasp the top of the obi in front, then grasp the bottom of the obi in front and rotate it in a gentle clockwise motion. Perfect. Since the back tends to slip down, lift it diagonally upward from here as if you're pulling it up and up. Go a little past the left. Okay, I'll take this clip off since it's not needed. Since we just turned it clockwise, the yukata can sometimes become tightly dislodged. Therefore, twist it the other way around and move the obi knot directly to your back. Take the obi and hold it at two places in front of your stomach. Now, turn it counterclockwise with a bit of effort. There we go, and again. I adjusted it so it's right in the center, and now the ribbon loop is finished. I'm all finished putting on the yukata. Yes, I did it! And there you have it, the simplest way to put on a yukata. If you can't put it on correctly the first time, don't worry. There's a big difference between the first and second tries. please keep practicing and have fun going out in your yukata. I'm wholeheartedly cheering for you. The first time you go out wearing a yukata, using the restroom is probably the biggest hurdle. So, some people have been holding it because they couldn't easily get to a restroom. Everything's alright. It's easy to use the restroom, so be sure to watch this video before you head out. I also get a lot of questions about undergarments. You should avoid bras that have underwire. They can get painful or they can push your bust up and over the obi. A bra specifically designed for kimono is the best option if you can get one. Also, with a light-colored yukata like this, please be aware that your lower body might show through. To prevent your shorts lines from showing, I recommend wearing undergarments such as a petticoat or suteteko. Can I wear tabi socks? And I'd rather wear Zori than Geta are also common requests we receive. This video explains how to coordinate yukata, so please check it out if you're interested. Another common question I get is about how to adjust the yukata. I often get asked, should I make alterations? If you want it to look neat and stay in place properly, I recommend making alterations. I'm showing you a simple method here, so please give it a try. Even without adjustments, wearing yukata is perfectly okay, so feel free to give it a shot. Next, I'll need the obi board. People often ask me, should I be using an obi board? Use one when you want the obi front to stay flat and crisp. I'm not wearing an obi board at the moment, but the wrinkles aren't too obvious. When you're wearing a Han-haba Obi, you can omit the obi board. For a crisper, more tailored look, try this technique. Separate a layer or two of the obi fabric and then insert the board diagonally between the datejime and the obi. And lastly, turn it sideways. This alone will create a sharp, crisp look. And another thing, we also get the question, how do you use the Erishin? You don't absolutely have to use one. For a cool and soft look, try wearing it without an Erishin, just like today. And when should you put in an Erishin? When you want a crisp, perfectly shaped collar in the back, or for photos, for example. If you want a crisp, perfectly polished look, using an Erishin will keep your collar looking great all the way around. This video demonstrates how to insert the Erishin. I've also uploaded more than 750 other videos to YouTube. Our goal is to be a helpful YouTube channel like a dictionary for any time you struggle with kimono or yukata. I would be delighted if you would subscribe to my channel and watch my other videos. But honestly, your comments make me happiest of all. Please feel free to leave comments like, I managed to get dressed while watching, or I'm working hard on practicing. I hope everyone's yukata experience becomes even more enjoyable. I'll see you all again in another video. This has been Sunao. Goodbye. I'm leaving now.